name's Issa, and welcome to I Tell You What Ride channel. On this episode of I Tell You What Ride channel, we're going to go over confidence and how to get more of it as a new rider. My motorbike, and I tell you what, this thing feels way too fast. Get used to this thing? It's so much faster than a car, so much louder than a car. How do I even get confidence? Why did I even buy this? The first thoughts that I had in 2011 when I got my first motorcycle, a Gixxer 600. I thought that I knew everything about riding, and I just kind of freaked out when I got my first bike. I learned that initially, new experiences can be really exciting and also really intimidating. I actually dropped that bike within 20 minutes of owning it and immediately wanted to quit. If I wasn't good at it, then what am I even doing? You likely did not get a motorcycle just to yell at it, look at it, stare at it, be down on yourself. You got it because you probably wanted some new experiences, experience the open road, some new sensations, speed, anything. It takes some time to learn these things. It takes some time to feel comfortable on a new machine, to go faster and feel acquainted with your new bike. You gotta remember why you fell in love with motorcycles in the first place. I remember first starting out, my issues with confidence were related to speed, braking, and turning. We covered braking last time in our first episode, so for now I want you to keep practicing braking using the front brake, applying gradual pressure. Also remember to get all of our braking done while we're still up and down on the bike, not in a turn just yet. I would also like to add that planning ahead when it comes to braking and speed and just riding in general, having a plan can help you develop a lot of confidence. Look where you want to go, have a plan. Think about the people on the road and if they're predictable drivers or not. In regards to having a plan, some things you can think about are, I don't know this road, so maybe I want to get all of my braking done early before I go into a turn. I'm probably not going to take it as fast as a MotoGP racer or as fast as the people in front of me. Get comfortable, get acquainted with the roads, and if you don't know them, that's okay. That's time to get acquainted with your bike and also with your skill level. And on the highway or open road, give yourself plenty of space between you and the car in front of you. This can help you to have a plan just in case people are unpredictable drivers. So let's talk a little bit more about relaxing on a motorcycle. So when you're first starting out, it's likely that you're going to be tense. You're going to be tense in your arms, your grips on the handlebars, maybe in your legs as well, squeezing the bike with your legs or squeezing the tank, or maybe your ankles are too tense. We're going to talk about how to relax on a motorcycle so you can let it do its thing and you can only worry about yourself. I think sometimes people get these fantastic new machines and they kind of overestimate their skill level. They don't take time to know themselves and to know their machine. So what we're gonna do today is practice relaxing while you're on your motorcycle while it's off. I would like you to mount your motorcycle and just sit there. Engine off, bike off, everything's cold and cool. I want you to practice touching the handlebars, rolling on the throttle, squeezing the clutch, squeezing the brake. See where your legs are. See if you're tense in your knees, see if you're tense in your upper thighs or down here in your calves or around your ankles. I want you to practice relaxing on your machine. Take a deep breath. This is yours. This is your time to ride. So when I say rest your hands on the bars, I literally mean put your hands on the bars and just rest. Maybe even lay across the entire gas tank so that your arms are just floating up here. You're laying on your gas tank, you're breathing in and out, you're not tense. Just hands floating on the bars. Move around on the seat a little bit. Feel where your feet are on the pegs, whether you're on the balls of your feet or you're on your heel, or you're in your arch. Feel where you are located on the bike. Feel where all the controls are, your turn signals if you have them, your start and stop. Look at everything around you, your ignition. Just get acquainted with the motorcycle so that when you go out to ride, you're not trying to struggle to find these things to communicate to other riders or drivers on the road that you're going to make a turn or brakes, use your brakes. Really get acquainted with all of your controls on your machine. Now you can take your feet off the bike and you can put your feet down and balance the machine underneath of you. If you notice though, this bike doesn't have a kickstand. That's because this is my race bike, my track bike, and we're not allowed to have kickstands. But when you're practicing on yours in a garage that's ventilated and open, I would like you to stand and balance the bike underneath of you. Feel the weight of it. Feel the bike moving underneath of you. So even when you're not on your motorcycle and you're just driving around in your car, I would like you to practice and think, am I going to be able to take this road safely on a motorcycle? Do I have the skills necessary? Do I feel comfortable at these speeds? We feel a lot better if we've studied our situation or we know what we're getting into before we get into it. So that's why I'm asking you to become acquainted with your motorcycle. I'll show you what happens if you're not acquainted with your bike. Sometimes we crash. This was a low side fall at about 80 or 90 miles an hour at a racetrack. I didn't know what I was getting into because I wasn't acquainted with my motorcycle just yet. I made a stupid mistake. You'll hear some people say to you there are two kinds of riders. Riders that have been down or riders that are going down. This is not constructive criticism or even helpful advice when you're riding. It's pretty damaging. What I'm going to tell you is to be confident. We're going to work on that. Try and relax on your machine and become acquainted with it so things like this don't happen. Again, confidence comes in the form of planning ahead and relaxing. When I say plan ahead right now, I mean if you're going to go for a short ride, have somebody meet you there. Go to roads that you know. Go to roads that are familiar to you. Start getting confident with short trips. First trips that are like 5 miles, 10 miles, then maybe a 15-mile round trip. Have somebody meet you there to make it like a fun thing. Make it exciting, and make sure you've eaten before you go ride. All these new sensations, noise, speed, just a whole bunch of stuff all at once. Sometimes it can be too much. That's why I'm asking you to become acquainted with your machine. I know I've said it like 60,000 times, but I cannot repeat it enough. One thing though that you'll regret if you don't address it now is earplugs. I don't care what kind of helmet you have, what kind of exhaust you have. If you don't have a modified exhaust, wear earplugs no matter what. There's so much wind noise on the road that it will eventually affect your hearing. By also wearing earplugs, we can also reduce the amount of distractions or new sensations that are coming to us. It's our first time riding, it's our first time going 40 miles an hour on an open road. Soon you'll be at much higher speeds. And when you do that, I want you to have earplugs in. This is your experience, it's no one else's. So people are gonna try to pressure you with a bunch of, come on, how long you had that thing? Don't you know how to ride it already? Just tell them you're learning. Everybody learns at their own rate, their own speed, and you wanna do this safely. These are the potential to be very dangerous machines, but I'm trying to make them fun and relaxing for you. It's going to take some time, and right now I just highly encourage you to ride within your limits and understand that the skills and confidence is going to come. So when I first got this motorcycle, this is a Honda CBR 1000RR. It's a 2013. It's tuned to 165 horsepower at the wheel. The first time I got this machine, as soon as I took it out on the road, I did 173 miles per hour because I felt confident, and at that time felt like I was riding within my skill level. You'll get there, or maybe you will never touch 100 miles per hour, and that's okay. Ride within your skill limit, understand your bike, and understand your own limitations when it comes to riding a motorcycle. So thank you for tuning in to I Tell You What Ride channel. Ride safe. My name is Adam Zisa, and I hope you learned something.